Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to the channel. I am Octane, your host, and today we take a look at the deck which is out for the next event, which starts later on this afternoon. Now, the ultimate form is quite interesting, and I like the ultimate form. I don't think it's extremely powerful, but I think it's quite interesting. I like the passives on it, so we're gonna go through it, and I'm just gonna give my feedback on the ultimate form, and then we go through the rest of the deck. The battle skill doesn't create any power gems whatsoever. It gives you a 40% attack increase, and it gives you the bonus attack buff for one turn. So for one turn, it increases light slayer attack by 40%, it gains the bonus attack buff, and it doubles the gems created by Master of Elements for one turn. It's got a 5 gem charge rate, and it's got a 2 turn cooldown, which is really good. I really like the 2 turn cooldown that they've put on this ultimate form. It's what that makes this ultimate form. I think it's quite good. Now, the bonus attack buff, I'm not gonna go through that. We should all know what the bonus attack buff is all about by now. Rather, I'm gonna focus on the 2 passives, because this is where you're gonna create all your power gems. Now, the first passive, which is called Teachings of Purity, creates 2 light power gem 7s each time a battle skill is activated. Now, this is a passive that doesn't stipulate on affinity or type. Now, what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if you've got a light commander on the deck. As long as you activate the battle skill, it will activate this passive. Even if you've got a card on the deck that is of another affinity, say you were using a dark beast killer or even a dark immortal killer, it doesn't matter. As long as you activate the battle skill, this passive will create 2 light power gem 7, which is really good. Now, if you've got, well, we all will have 5 cards on the deck, so this gives you the possibility of creating 10 power gem 7s, which is absolutely brilliant. And the reason why I'm saying it's brilliant, because we've got cards in the deck that will reset themselves as long as you meet the criteria. So those cards, their battle skill can actually be activated twice. Now, if you've got 2 or 3 of those cards on your deck, you can increase the amount of light power gem that you create. So we're gonna take a look at those cards a bit later on, but I just want to get to the second passive. Now, the second passive is called Master of Elements, and this is the passive that the battle skill is going to increase the number of power gems that it actually creates. It's actually going to double the amount of power gems that this passive creates. Now, this passive creates 3 power gem 6s on attack. Now, you have to bear that in mind, that it will only create these power gems on attack. Now, the first passive will actually create its power gems when battle skills are activated. So these two passive, they will not work together. One will work before the other. You have to remember that. So with the second passive, if you want to benefit from the second passive, you'll basically have to wait until turn 2. So you'll turn 1, you'll attack, you'll create your 3 power gems, you'll create 6 if you use the battle skill, but you actually don't want to use your battle skill on turn 0 just to double the number of power gems created by your second passive, because your first passive will create power gems of a higher type. It will actually, when you activate the battle skill for this card, you'll create 2 power gem 7s. Now you can activate the battle skill of this card and go into the second turn with those 2 power gem 7s that you've created by using your battle skill, but you have to be very careful because you might end up destroying those 2 power gem 7s. But if you can go into the next turn, save those 2 power gem 7s, you will create an additional 6 power gem 6s. When you activate the rest of your cards, you will create quite a number of power gems on the board, which is quite good. So this ultimate form is not an ultimate form which is like quite a number of ultimate forms that we've had in the past, where you just activate the battle skill, you match your gems, and there you go. It's just a mindless deck. This ultimate form is going to be an ultimate form that you have to actually think, you have to actually pay attention to what you're doing before you actually go ahead and do it. So it's quite nice. It's an ultimate form that will keep you awake when you're playing the game. It's got a 2-turn cooldown, which I think is really, really good, because every 2 turn you're able to activate your battle skill. You will be creating quite a number of power gems passively, and you'll be creating quite a number of power gems when you activate your battle skills of the other cards. Now, the second passive actually has the ability to convert all non-light power gems to light power gems, which is quite good. It doesn't upgrade them, which would have been quite nice, but it converts them, which is quite good. So this gives you the ability to actually use a mixed affinity deck, which is quite good. I like this ultimate form. This ultimate form, it dispels judgment, which judgment is a skill that affects you. It actually affects your health when your deck actually heals itself, which is, it's a bit different. So every healing skill, if you hit with judgment, when you heal, it will affect your health. It's not a bad debuff, but it is a debuff. If you can get rid of it, it would be nice to get rid of it. But all in all, I find this ultimate form to be really, really good. It's not brilliant. I don't think it's overpowered, but I think it's a really good ultimate form. It's an ultimate form that can create quite a number of power gems on the board. So I think it's really good. I think it's one that will be really, really nice to have in your collection as a good utility card going forward. Now, let's look at the Master Collection card, which is Sun Wukong. And this one also has got the attack bonus buff, and it also doubles the gems created by Master of Element. Now, this is one thing that, because I haven't got the deck, I'm not able to actually test it out to see if when you activate the battle skill of the Master Collection card and the ultimate form, if it actually affects each other. What I mean by that is, if you've got the Master Collection card and the ultimate form, you activate both skills, will the passive that's on both cards actually create not only double but probably treble or quadruple the amount of power gems? Will Master of Elements, because you've activated two battle skill that cause the passive to double the amount of power gems it creates, will it create 12 power gem 6 instead of 6 power gem 6s? I'm not sure. But I don't think Network would give us the ability to do that. But I could be wrong. Let's see what happens tomorrow. If somebody has got the deck, if they could let me know if that's the case, or if it's what I think, you'll only create 6 power gem 6s when you activate the battle skill and then you attack. This master collection card dispels counter. Now counter can be a real nasty debuff. I think it's a buff. It's not a debuff. It's a buff for the boss. Now counter affects you when you do an attack. It's almost like thorns, but thorns will not kill you. It will take your HP right down to its minimum, but it will not kill you. However, counter will kill you. So counter is one that you really need to actually dispel. So I like the skills on the Master Collection card. I love the skill on the Ultimate Form. Let's see what the Ultra Rare has got in store for us. Now the Ultra Rare is one that's gonna give you a 40% boost with its battle skill, and it's got the one that's gonna create additional power gems when you actually activate the battle skill of the other cards on the deck. Now this one is able to create 10 power gem 7s. Your ultimate form is able to create 10 power gem 7s as long as you activate all the battle skills at the same time. So that will give you a whopping 20 power gem 7s. And if you're using the cards, which I'm going to show you later, that resets their own battle skills, you are able to create a bit more. This one dispels armor. Armor is not too bad. It's a buff for the boss, but it's a buff that actually wastes your time. So it's something, especially in a Slayer event, you really need to dispel. In a Commander event, it's not too bad, but in a Slayer event, it can be annoying. So it's something that if you can dispel it, really and truly, you need to dispel it. Now we're going to take a look at the Master Hero, or the main hero. Not Master Hero, the main hero. So the main hero is called Sha Wu Jing, and this one has also got the bonus attack buff, and it's got a passive that creates 3 light power gem 4s on attack. Now it doesn't create a lot of power gem, and it doesn't have any boost on it. It's just an average main hero. Does dispel counter. So if you haven't got anything else, but you've got this one will dispel counter attack for you. So all in all, that's the only benefit of having the main hero if you haven't got anything else that's able to dispel counter. Let's have a look at the support card, and his support card for this week is just like your Garden Variety support card. It only creates 8 light gems, and it heals for 1000% of hero recovery each time a battle skill is activated. So it will give you 5000% of the hero's recovery. It's got a 1-turn cooldown, so every turn, as long as you activate the battle skill, you are able to create 8 light gems, which in the game today, 8 light gems, even 8 light power gem 1s, is not really that significant. It doesn't really do much. So the support cards, they're still disappointing from my point of view. So let's go into my collection and let's see some of the cards that we are able to use this week. Now, some really useful cards for this week. One is a commander card which upgrades power gems. It's called Star Song Wolfpack. The Star Song Wolfpack is a really good utility card. It works for commander events, it works for slay events. It doesn't matter what type of light event it is. It's really good, because what it will do for you, it will create 7 light power gem 6s. It will increase light gem fall stacks by 40 for 1 turn, and it will upgrade all light power gems by 2 rank, which is really good. It does reduce the damage taken by 30%, which can be really helpful. So that is something, if you've got it, it's something that you would need to add to your deck. Supreme Elohim. Supreme Elohim has got almost the same type of passive like the current deck. However, its passive activates in a quite different way. Its passive, it depends on you using an attack or a damage buff. So what it does, it increases light slay attack by 140%, which will be very useful for this event, because this card is going to give you 140% boost. The current ultimate form will give you an additional 40% boost. The ultra rare will give you 40%, so that will give you 220% if you're using the ultra rare and the ultimate form for the current event alongside this one. That gives you quite a decent boost. This boost that Supreme Elohim gives you is for 3 turns, and Supreme Elohim will also create 6 light power gem 5s for you. It's got a 3-turn cooldown. However, it's got the passive, which will create 2 light power gem 4s every time an attack or damage buff is activated. This can stack a number of times, numerous times. So this one is really nice to add to the current deck as well. So Silent Knight. Silent Knight is a nice card to use. It creates 8 light power gem 6s. It increases light slay attack by 20%, which is not much. It's got a 1-turn cooldown, which is quite nice. And whenever another light slay activates their battle skill, it creates 1 light power gem 6, which does add to the number of power gems that you've got on the board. So whenever this hero attacks, it heals for 1000% of hero recovery for each light slayer that attacks alongside this card. Next one up is Trapmaster. Trapmaster is also a nice one. It gives you 8 light power gem 6s. It increases light slayer attack by 80%, which is a nice boost for your slayer cards. This lasts for 4 turns, and it gives you an immunity from enemies attack for 1 turn. It's got a 4-turn cooldown, and so at the start of the battle, it creates 6 light power gem 6s. So this will give you quite a number of power gems on turn 0. So using this alongside the current ultimate form, it may not work out in the way that you want it to work out, because this is more likely a turn 0 deck, while the current ultimate form I think is a turn 2 deck. But you can find some way of actually working everything together. So whenever this hero attacks, Sparkplug creates 7 light power gem 6s at the end of the turn and unleashes a bonus attack for 50% of the main attack. So it does create 7 additional power gems passively. So on turn 1, you will create 6 power gem 6s. You might just want to not bother capitalizing on those 6 power gem 6s, but rather actually waiting on the 7 light power gem 6s that you will create on the next turn as long as you attack. Now this is Enlightened Yokai. This is the card that I'll be using to give me the bonus boost for my deck. Now I've got an Enlightened Yokai at Sing Sping Star, so this will be giving me 1400% boost to my deck, which is quite nice. This one creates decent amount of power gems. They're not power gem 6s, not power gem 7s, it's power gem 4s. So it creates 5 light power gem 4s, and it heals for 2000% of your recovery. If you are over 50% HP, it doubles the amount of gems you create. If you're below 50% HP, it doubles the heal. Now it's got a 4-turn cooldown, and when 8 light power gem 1s are greater on the board, it decreases damage taken by up to 60% for 1 turn. and this happens over a period of time depending on how much skill point you've got on the board. It does give you an ultimate gem, which is quite nice, not really that powerful, but it is quite nice. Now there are other cards on the board that I was actually mentioning that are able to reset their skills, and we're going to look at those cards. Now this is the ultimate form, and it's called Bewitching Conjurers. And Bewitching Conjurers creates 4 light power gems 6s. It increases light slayer attack by 20%, and it can be reset. It's got a 1-turn cooldown. So once per turn, whenever you gain a crush, it refreshes this hero, refreshing, filling this hero's skill, charge, and reset the cooldown so their battle skill can be used immediately. So you can actually use this card's battle skill twice in a turn, which means that this card will enable the current ultimate form to create not just 2 power gem 7s but 4 power gem 7s. And it's ultra rare. I think it's the ultra rare. This is the Master Collection card. This one doesn't reset itself. I think it's the ultra rare that actually resets itself. Let's see if we can find the ultra rare and see, but I think it's the ultra rare that actually resets itself. Great Mother Azel. So this is the ultra rare. Enchantress Neota, and she creates 4 power gem 6s and increase light slayer attack by 20%, and it resets its own battle skill. So if you're using the ultra rare alongside the ultimate form with the current deck, both cards will enable your current ultimate form to create 4 power gems each, giving you an additional 8 power gems. So 2 cards will cause not just your ultimate form but also your ultra rare to create an additional 8 power gems each. Plus, when you activate the battle skill of your ultra rare, you'll create 2. You'll create 4 for your, when you activate the battle skill of your ultra rare, and 4 when you activate the battle skill of your ultimate form. And if you've got another card that will enable both to create 2, so that's an additional 4. So all in all, that is 28 additional power gems using these 2 cards with the ultra rare and the Master Collection card. That's 28 power gems. That's not included the power gems created by the battle skill of this card, which is an additional 4, and the Bewitching Conjurers, which is 4 as well. And that's doubled because you're going to activate their battle skill twice, so that's an additional 4 each. So activating the battle skill twice of Enchantress and Bewitching Conjurers, that's an additional 16 power gems we're talking about, plus the passive ability to create power gems on attack from the ultimate form. So that's quite a number of power gems on the board. However, you're not gonna really get a lot of boost from using Bewitching Conjurers, Enchantress, Yota. You're not gonna do a lot of damage, even though you're creating quite a number of power gems. You need a card that's gonna increase the damage or the attack of the current deck. Now, I think if you use, say, the ultra rare and the ultra rare and ultimate form from the current deck, you could combine that with, say, Starsong Wolf Pack, and I wouldn't say use Supreme Elohim, because the current deck does, I think it does a better job than Supreme Elohim, because it depends on the activation of battle skill rather than cards increasing the damage or increasing the attack, because not every card increases damage and not every card increases attack. However, the current ultimate form does increase the attack, but not every card in the deck is going to be. So I think the current ultimate form and ultra rare does a better job of creating more power gems passively than Supreme Elohim. So I would forego Supreme Elohim, and I would say use Silent Knight, because Silent Knight, not Silent Knight, sorry, not Silent Knight. Forget about Silent Knight. I was thinking, yeah, you know, I'm getting a bit confused. I would say Trap Master. Trap Master will give you 80% attack increase. Now, 80% attack increase is far better than 20%, which you will get from Silent Knight. Silent Knight will only give you a 20% attack increase. Trap Master will give you 80% attack increase, and it's a situation that you can either use the Master Collection card and see how it works out, or you can use Supreme Elohim just to get that 140% attack increase. You will benefit a bit, not a lot, from the passive that generates extra power gems based on damage increase or attack increase, because what will happen is that you will be getting an attack increase from Trap Master, which will activate the passive of Supreme Elohim. You will be getting a 20%, you will be getting a 20% increase from the current ultimate form, because it in a 40%, sorry, you get a 40% increase, so that will activate the passive of Supreme Elohim as well. And the ultra rare increases light slate attack by 40%. So we'll have quite a number of cards on the board that will be increasing your attack. So if you use the current ultimate form, the ultra rare, in conjunction with Star Song Wolf Pack, that will upgrade your power gems by 2. Supreme Elohim and Trap Master. Those 5 cards together, I think, will make a really decent deck. But if you haven't got the current ultimate form, this is something that you could use. Now, I'm going to use Star Song Wolfpack in conjunction with Supreme Elohim to create my extra power gems. Silent Knight, because you can activate this battle skill every single turn. I'm going to use Trap Master to give me a bit more power gems, a bit of boost, and Enlightened Yokai to give me that 14% increase from its killer skill. And that's what I will be using. The deck might change over the course of the event, because I might think this deck is going to be the be all and end all, but it might not work as well as I believe, so I might have to change out a few cards. But you do have cards that's out there that are really good cards. One of the cards that you could use is Auspicious Guardian. This one will give you the killer skill. It's got a 900% killer skill on it. It's only at 1 pink star. That's the reason why I'm running Enlightened Yokai, because that's 1400%. You've got Great Mother Hazel. That one is the Master Collection card from Bewitching Conjurers. You've got Rudolph, which is the Master Collection card from the Santa deck. You've got this one, which comes, I think this one is the ultra rare, which comes from the Junkyard Express, and this one, Sidecar Annie, comes from this deck, Trap Master's deck. There's other cards within the deck that you could use as well. There's quite a number of cards that you could add to it. This one, Lustrous Super Knights, is absolutely rubbish. One of the worst ultimate forms. It's at 6 pink star, but it's just absolutely useless. Relentless Scholar has got the attack bonus buff, but not really as brilliant. You've got quite a number of cards within the deck that you can actually use to create a non-event deck. I haven't got enough coins to craft the ultimate form. Would have been nice if I was able to get the Master Collection card at Ultra Rare. We'll try the 500 gem pack tomorrow. I've got 934 gems, and that's to see if I can get something from the 500 gem pack. Haven't got enough to go into the retro pack because at the moment I am totally free to play. For a long time I wasn't totally free to play. I used to have VIP, and from time to time I used to get the 14-day pass, and this worked out quite well for me because having the VIP and doing the 14-day gem pass as well gives me quite a number of gems over the season. Now the season lasts for 5 weeks, so each day I would be collecting 500 gems. Over 7 days this would give me 3,500 gems. That's not including the gems that you get from the event, the gems that you get from selling your gem boxes, the gems that you get from the event collection and all of that. At the end of each week when I collect all my gems, a lot of times I would have like 7,000, 8,000 gems. Not really coming across that amount of gems now because I'm totally free to play. Most I've got some of the time is like 3,000 gems, and that depends on the week. If it's a week where you get the bounty, I'll get an extra 500 gems, but it's really difficult being totally free to play because the most I can hope for within a season is one ultimate form. Not able to do the retro packs anymore because I haven't got enough gems to do the retro packs anymore, so I'm using what I've got to get what I want, and I'm staying in the Paladin League. I find it quite fun being in the Paladin League. Want to stay away from the competition for a while and just enjoy the game for what it is, but I would really like to get the ultimate form. If I do get the ultimate form tomorrow, I will be showcasing the ultimate form in action with the combination that I mentioned. Hopefully I can get it so I can showcase it to you guys, and you can see that this ultimate form is a really good utility card going forward. So that's all I've got for you today. Stay tuned tomorrow to see if I'm lucky and I do get the ultimate form, then I can showcase it. But until the next video, this is Octane saying thanks for watching. Do subscribe. I haven't been answering a lot of the questions because I haven't been making videos for a while, but now I'm back. So if you've got a question, you can leave a question in the comment section below. It's really nice when I get likes from you guys, and even if you've got a constructive criticism, you can put it in the comment section below. Constructive criticism. This is Octane saying peace and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.